Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency Morning Podcast, your morning podcast of choice. Today is Friday, the last, or what is considered to be, or what some people make it out to be, the last day of the week, or I should say, the last day of their work week. However, it is designed, however, it is formulated or created for you. It is whatever it is and whatever it is going to be. All right. So, good morning. Good morning. Praise and thank you for being here on this platform because you can be anywhere. You can be on any platform. You can be on any podcast, in any Facebook, having any conversation, but you're here having this conversation with me here at Consistency is Currency morning podcast. So again, thank you 100%, 1,000% gratitude headed your way. And I pray that your week has been a blessed week. How was your week? That's a question. I want to know, how was your week? And what did you learn in your week? Did you learn something about you in your week that can actually create whatever is going to be next for you in your life? Or are you still talking about it? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Um, Move your feet more than your mouth. Now, moving your feet more than your mouth, that is a very powerful statement, and that is a very powerful conversation to have, to even be talking about moving your feet more than you move your mouth. That's a statement that can carry some weight. That's a statement that can even start a fight with someone that you may say it to. I mean, it's only going to put you in an honest state, or or looking at it from an honest perspective of moving your feet and not your mouth. That's like telling somebody you ain't nothing but talk. For real, it's like telling that person you are nothing but talk, because it sounds good, but you don't make it be good, because there's no activity that comes after the conversation has been said. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So hold on, put your seatbelt on, put your helmet on, put your mouthpiece in your mouth, however and whatever it is that you're going to need to do in order for you to buckle up and get this locked in tight. I want you to make sure that you're ready to go. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. And we're going to be talking about, again, move your feet and not your mouth. So, where did this come from? For me, this really came about um, from 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 the activities or the lack thereof. So what do you mean when you say that? The activities or the lack thereof? The activities, looking at what's going on or what happens in a community environment, or what happens in a business environment or a personal environment. So transparent moment. So today I got checked. And it was kind of like this statement. So Joyce and I, we were walking this morning, like we always do every morning, and we were talking about health. And I was asking her questions about her health, and I was like, "Okay, well, when are you gonna do this? I mean, when are you gonna make your appointment? Blah blah blah." So you don't, you talking about? She said, "Oh, like you," and it shut me up, because it was like, "Wow, okay, so you're right." I didn't need to combat the conversation. I had to only look at it from a real and honest, transparent place and position. Be like, okay, wow, I'm moving my mouth, but I have yet to move my feet. So I had to eat that one like blow. Here it is. Take it. Chew on this for a moment. But now, after you chewed on it, now what are you going to do? That's where we are right now. After you have had the conversation, what are you going to do? What activities comes after you completed the conversation? What activities come after you finish talking about what you're going to do? And that's where we're going to be diving deep into move your feet more than you move your mouth. All right. So the first thing we're going to be talking and discussing and developing is that consistency is an action word. Consistency is an action word, because consistency is not something that you just want to say, because consistency is something that you have to do. Consistency is the development of a system. Consistency is the development of a regimen, because once you start that, you are going to have to be actively engaged and being active with being consistent in your life, and knowing and understanding that it's going to take more actions in moving your feet or getting things done over staying or laying or lying within your comfort zone, because it's easy for you to talk about it, but it's less likely that you're going to move on it, because it's so it's so easy to lay in a comfort zone than it is for you to be stretched. It's so easy for you to want to stay in that place of comfort, or want to stay in that place of ease, than it is for you to move your feet, to get out of your own way, to be actively engaged into what change is going to look like, and to be the beginning or take the first step in moving your feet to be consistent. Because it's more than just a saying, it is something that you have to really begin to live. Are you willing to live the life of action, or are you willing to live the life of what makes you comfortable? Because there's not a lot of action in being comfortable. You can lay on your bed all day and be at ease and be in a place of comfort, but there is no activities in that. So you can't talk about what you want to do in life, or talk about what you want and what you want to manifest, if you're still laying in that space of comfort. It's going to take you getting up and being actively engaged and being developing a system to be consistent in moving your feet, because to move your feet is to take action, but to move your mouth is to be comfortable. How many of us know people that are more so mouth movers than feet movers? They're more mouth movers than shakers. They don't shake like they should because they don't want to disrupt their pattern, or they don't want to do things that they know that can make things better for them, because it's so easy for me to talk about it, but I haven't figured out how to actually action it. Now, to say that is to really begin to develop something that is honest and something that is transparent, to say, you know what, I can talk about it, but it's hard for me to do it. If that's where you are when it comes to moving your feet and not move, and when it comes to just moving your mouth and not moving your feet, at least you're honest and transparent enough to say it. But when you begin to activate it, when you begin to bring forth that gift and begin to stir it up, then you will begin to move your feet, because moving your feet is the wisdom. Because if wisdom is wise words, ways, and actions, then you're going to be wise enough to understand that I need to get out of my way, and getting out of my way look like this. Because getting out of my way is going to begin to activate my feet to push me in a direction that is going to be progressive, if I am ever going to take action on the things that I know and understand that I need to make me successful. Because like consistency, success is another action word, because when you get outside of the things that you know that is easy for you, then you will begin to develop the process of what success can and what success will and possibly look like for you. Now, that's you. That is something that you have to understand. You don't have to wait for somebody else to tell you that you're successful, because success starts within the mindset that you have. Success starts within the reality that you create. And success starts even after you have developed a conversation, when you're laying and lying within your comfort zone, at the end of your comfort zone is the door of success, but are you willing to turn the knob to get through that doorway, to get through that threshold in order for you to assume the responsibility of what success is? But when you assume the responsibility of what success is, that's when you are moving your feet in a direction that is progressive and moving your feet in a direction that is forward, because without success, there will not be the continuation of a consistent way of doing things. And that's you stepping out of your comfort zone. And one thing that I want you to take on and remember, kind of like what we spoke about this past day, well, past couple of days, of actualization and formalization, or actionalize or formalize. To move your feet is to move into actualization, to actually begin to manifest or to bring into reality of what you said that you were going to do. Because to move your mouth is just to formalize those things. Because when you're moving your mouth and you're formalizing things, you're beginning to give shape to what you said that you want to do. But it's okay to give shape to it. But after you have given shape to it, now the action has to take place in order for you to begin to activate that gift, or in order for you to begin to activate or to make action or to move on those things that you know that you need to move on. Now, for me, being transparent enough and being open and honest enough to hear that, oh, you running your mouth about your health, but you don't want to run your feet to go do something about it. And I had to eat that, and to be honest, and to hear it, it's like a conviction, because when you move your mouth more than your feet, that sits different inside of you. That's like, without a conviction, there's no correction. So therefore, that feeling of you're just running your mouth, there's a conviction that's going to take place in order for you to begin to move your feet, in order for you to begin to take action on the things that you need to be active with, or the things that that you need to activate. There has to be a conviction there. So how long are you going to continue to talk about the things that you say that you want to do? How long are you going to continue to talk about the life that you say you want to live? How long are you going to continue to talk about what's going on in your life, but you have yet to begin to move your feet to take you to that point, or to take you to the destination that you're striving to get to? Peace. Good morning. How long are you going to do that? Because there has to be a level of accountability when it comes to you recognizing that you move your mouth more than your feet. That is an accountability measure. Do I move my mouth more than I move my feet? If you do, now you ask yourself that question. What do I need to do to change that? Or what do I need to do to make that different? And write that down. Okay, I said I want to do this by 1 April, or I say I want to do this by the summertime. So what is it going to take for you to actually accomplish that thing? Or are you still going to consistently move your mouth and not your feet, because you're not going to get to that end state, or you're not going to get to that goal if you are only willing to talk about it to you, but never do anything about it for you. We do a lot of things for a lot of other people, but we have yet to begin to do a lot of things for ourselves. And I had to even look at that from my own perspective. What are you doing for yourself that you do for everybody else, as if you're not important? Because you're the origin. If you're the origin of your gift, then why do you always take the origin and spread the origin so thin that you leave nothing else for you to have for yourself? That's a deep question. But when you look at it, you're going to have to look at it from an honest place. Are you just moving your mouth, or do you actually want to do something for yourself? Only you can answer that question. And when you answer that question, then I promise you, you will begin to look at things and begin to have and develop new things for yourself, and there will be new developments. Because moving your feet is a development. It is, because it's like a child who went from crawling to walking. That is a development. That first rock, when that baby rocks before it began to pull up on things, that is a development. So if you're going through your stages of development, of developing, moving your feet, you have to take that first step. You don't want to keep taking the first conversations over and over again, because it's going to become redundant and repetitive, and there isn't anything that is going to be fruitful or bountiful. There will be no harvest until you move your feet. It's like a farmer going outside, going into the greenhouse and opening up the doors and just yelling, "Hey, asparagus, come hither." It's not going to work. You can't call the harvest by opening up your mouth. You're going to have to move your feet to plant those seeds if you ever want to have a harvest to come in due season. So you're going to have to do something different if the outcome is going to be different. The execution has to change. If the outcome has the potential of being different, then you are going to have to be the difference. Let's be more the difference for ourselves instead of just being different. Oh, I'm different. Okay, cool. Be different. Stay different. But are you the difference? Are you the difference around the people? Are you the difference in your family? Are you the difference in your life? Because it's easy for us to keep talking. It's easy for us to try to motivate somebody else. But do you motivate yourself to move your feet? Do you motivate yourself to work out? Do you motivate yourself to want to have more things in life? But only you can answer that question. But I'm going to leave you with that. Because to be successful, you're going to have to do things. Active. To be successful, remember, success can be a conversation. Success can be a word of mouth. But in order for you to do things to be successful, you're going to have to do things that build success. Take that and write that down. In order to be successful, you're going to have to do things that build success. Build a system, create a routine, develop a regimen, do something and be consistent at it, and do it until you get it right. Do it, start messy. I was listening to a YouTube video about a month ago, and the guy said, start messy. Because even starting messy, you're at a place and in a position you're in a position that is greater than somebody who never started at all. So starting messy is still starting. But even in your messy state, you're learning and you're developing, and you have the ability to duplicate that process over and over again and get it right. You may not get it right the first time, but you have the ability to develop what get right looks like and get it right. And keep doing it until you get it right. And then you have the ability to help somebody else because you had the intestinal fortitude to want to start messy. Starting messy is a development too, but I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, y'all be blessed, and remember, here at Consistency is Currency, we are the morning podcast of choice. Y'all be blessed. Peace.